Those of you that have been subscribed to me for a decent amount of time will already know that I did a 31 Days of Hell in which I detailed stories, topics that are viewed as hellish. However, I'm going to be called 31 Days of Hell 2. I'm going to be discussing topics or talking about things that hellish, are evil, creepy, scary, you name it. If it fits spooky season, I'm doing it. This is 31 Days of Hell 2, Episode 1. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the story of the Wanstead Mansion and its residents. The reason I'm going to be talking about this in particular, maybe it's because I currently reside in Wanstead. I feel like it's very fitting. So that's why I'm going to be discussing Wanstead specifically. Wanstead Mansion was erected in 1722. However, it was thought of, the seed was planted in someone's head to build such a building with Palladian architecture in 1715. It took them 7 years to do it. By Scottish architect Colin Campbell to design a grand mansion in the, at the time, booming, popular Palladian style to replace the former house and to rival the contemporary mansions, for example, Blenheim Palace. It was completed in the year 1722 at an area of 260 feet, which is 79 metres. In fact, it was the first Palladian mansion in Britain ever, and it was considered to be one of the finest, if not. Specifically to do with Wanstead Mansion, I'm going to be talking about the story of Catherine Tylney-Long. Okay. So Catherine Tylney had a 11,000 per annum, which in today's money is about £900,000 a year. Catherine Tylney-Long was married to William Wellesley-Pole, and the story goes as follows. William was seeing the mistress. He was seeing a mistress, and in fact, he actually went to Paris to enjoy living the life with his mistress. Catherine was obviously distraught. They had children, and she had control over pin money of 11,000 per year, £900,000 in today's terms. She'd been given this since once she separated with William. And then from the 30th of October 1825, William's money was cut, and therefore this triggered a desperate reaction from William. Catherine was informed that if he could not get custody of the children by legal measures, he would resort to stratagem. And then for this exact reason, Catherine went into hiding. Her final home was the Paragon in the city of Richmond in London. Catherine experienced stomach spasms, stomach pains, and she was given some medication for this, and it went away. But on September the 11th, 1825, these pains came back. Despite the attention of the 3 doctors, she experienced agonies of the heart and was screaming hysterically. Although she did get to have final words with her children and then give instructions to her sisters of what would happen to the children and the children's care. On September the 12th, 1825, Catherine passed away very suddenly at 11 a.m. Oh, okay, my notes have jumped. At 11 a.m. in the presence of her sisters and doctors. She was just 36 years old. Halford wrote directly to the Duke of Wellington, ascribing her death to that of a fever. The whole day was spent trying to work out who should be taking care of the children. William was in Paris and legally entitled to take them, but those at Catherine's deathbed knew that she wanted anything but that. So Dr. Gladstone placed the children with their aunts as next of kin, present to take charge of their welfare. The act was to basically, it was like a big fuck you to William, basically, who saw it as an act of treachery, denying him the legal right as the father of those children that he had with Catherine. Thought of that before you ran away with a mistress, shouldn't you, William? Leading to the famous custody case, which was fought on Catherine's behalf to protect her children. Okay, so once Catherine passed away, which was on the 12th of September 1825, the mansion was eventually passed to Sir Joshua Child, a merchant's son, by doing business with both the East India Company and his son Richard, aka Early Tylney. I'm really not sure how to say this surname, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. All that remains today, where the castle was years ago, are the series of ponds and forestry throughout Wanstead Park, and a temple, which today is used as a community space. And I'm not sure about this year though, what with coronavirus, but anyway, there was one story I found particularly interesting. Okay, so as we know, she died of complications from a stomach ailment because of her husband's bankruptcy. He was blamed for her death. There are myths on Catherine's death that basically say that she committed suicide because of how heartbroken she was at William's unfaithfulness. However, this is not true. It is also said that her ghost lives on in the park, so Wanstead Park. If you go to Wanstead Park, which is actually part of Epping Forest, and you go to the part that in fact used to be the Wanstead Mansion, her ghost is meant to still linger. Elizabeth I's ghost is also rumoured to pass across those grounds en route to meet the Earl of Leicester. So that's just a little history of the city that I currently reside in right now. Tomorrow will be on something a bit more intense, and each day that we go through October, the stories, the episodes will be becoming more intense and more detailed, scarier, darker. So this is just gently brushing on the surface of dark and paranormal, and this series, as I said, each day it will become more and more intense. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're still listening up to this point, you're an absolute legend. I thank you so much. So this has been Jazzy J, also known as Jasmine. This was 31 Days of Hell, 31 Days of Hell, 31 Days of Hell, episode 1. Goodbye.